Hello, everyone. How you doing? Oh crap! I forgot my mouse. Um, one second. Let me grab my mouse. Yep. How's it going, everyone? It's today is these are backwards. Today is the date today. It is Friday, and it is Legend of Zelda Day. Here's the Kingdom is out. Did a big whole thing for it yesterday, but today it's Mario Maker clock. It's time for our regularly scheduled Mario Maker stream, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do that stream, and that's gonna be a bit of fun. Before I start, just a couple of things up top to touch on. Let's look at these notifications. It's been a minute, maybe since like Tuesday, since we did that making stream on Tuesday, since I had Mario Maker open. Bunch of plays, bunch of likes. Very nice. No comments, so nothing to look at. Very good. First off, let me talk about Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not going to get into spoilers, obviously, but did a big whole first play of it. First play, first impressions, all that. The first 6 hours, roughly, a 6-hour stream of it last night, which from 11 p.m. to like 5 a.m. Jeez, that went probably way too long, honestly, all things considered. I've played a bit of it since then, even. Basically, after that stream ended, I decided, well, fuck it, I'm awake. I might as well just get some work done, you know, get that out of the way before I collapse into a heap, you know? So I got some work done. I felt vaguely productive, and I felt like, oh, you know, okay, I got something done today. You know, it's, you know, I got something that, oh shit, you know what? I just noticed sorry if the audio sounded weird for a bit. The pop filter has been a little bit displaced. 1 second, let me fix that. There we go. If it sounded weird before, sorry about that. Let me continue with what I was saying. I just noticed the pop filter was a little weird. I must have like brushed past it wrong the other day or something. Hopefully it was fine for yesterday's Breath of the Wild stream or Tears of the Kingdom stream. Anyway, played through the first 6 hours. Really impressed so far. On stream. Was really impressed, though I did get stuck on a few things. One of the things I will say, without going into spoilers or talking specifics, one thing I got hung up on involving mushrooms, turns out I was completely reading that wrong. It was not a quest. It was a hint. And I figured it out after the stream. I say I figured it out. I looked it up. And I said, oh, damn it, I feel kind of silly now. It was actually pretty simple. I just needed to use the tools that I had that I hadn't really thought too much about, you know, the new tools, which are all very cool, very powerful. I've found some really weird ways to use them, and some really powerful things that, oh my god, y'all. I feel like some of these tools might be incredibly powerful for, like, cheesing, you know, like, puzzles and stuff. Speedruns of this game are going to be amazing, and I think that it is phenomenal and remarkable to think that, like, oh, what will soon be, for many people, the greatest game of all time, has vehicle building as, like, a core component. You know, the people who made, you know, nuts and bolts must feel really, really, what's the word, redeemed? Really, really vindicated by this point. By the way, hello, 313 underscore Y, how you doing? N underscore Y, how you doing? They must feel very vindicated that, like, oh, vehicle building is now a pretty important component of the biggest game of all time. Damn. Wow. Couldn't have sung it. I also will say that I think that, like, adding this A&E, let me read it out. Eleni. Ah, I see. Eleni. That's how you say that. The E's are the threes are E's. Got it. I will say, like, adding the Sky Islands, I think, turns out to be an inspired choice versus just doing another overworld. Because, like, yeah, the Sky Islands, they feel quite different from the ground level. You know, if this was just like, oh, it's a brand new continent, you know, it's like Termina or something, it would just be like, yeah, it's kind of just, you know, you're running around same as you did before. Whereas, like, since half the stuff is, like, in the sky and shit, that's actually difficult to get to and difficult to, like, get around to because Link can barely fly without, you know, a bunch of tools and funny business, which is, I think, makes things really interesting to, like, navigate the world and such. Yeah, just really, really impressed with Tears of the Kingdom so far. I cannot wait to play it after the stream. But we're gonna do the whole stream, don't y'all worry. Again, really was tempted. I don't know if I was so much tempted, but I thought about it like, yeah, what if we just delayed the Mario Maker stream until, like, I don't know, after I've done some more Zelda or something, I don't know. No new level this week. You're having creator's block, Lord Bowser. Sorry to hear that. You don't like Zelda games, Eleni? Gotcha. Well, not everyone does, I know. But I'm quite fond of it. I will say, like, Breath of the Wild was not, like, my favorite game of that year. For me, Odyssey was a lot stronger. So I guess all that to say that, like, yeah, well, I'm playing this one and I feel like it's phenomenal. You know, while Breath of the Wild isn't, like, on my top 10 list of all time, this is definitely, like, giving me, like, strong, oh yeah, this is gonna be Game of the Year vibes in a way that I don't feel that strongly about, like, Breath of the Wild in particular. I think they really knocked it out of the park and really have just made Breath of the Wild feel like sort of like the first go, like the first attempt, you know, like a prototype. Like it's just not as fleshed out, you know? Couple more things. There'll be a slight emote update on Monday, probably, sort of in order to time up with the birthday stream I am doing next week, next Wednesday. So there'll be 2 new emotes. One of them is an updated emote of the moon. I'm just going to be removing the text and making it a little more, you know, it doesn't have to say goodnight on it to convey, you know, goodbye or good night. It can just, you know, you can just read it that way, and I think it works without. The other one I'm updating, I'm changing one of the animated emotes into Dixie Kong doing like a waving thing and looking really excited. I think that one will be pretty useful and pretty good. Those are the 2 that I've decided on, and that'll be nice for subscribers and such. You played Wind Waker's Link's Awakening, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword. Yeah, that's a whole bunch of them. I can understand playing that many and bouncing off of each of them. Eleni. Link's Awakening didn't get me, honestly, but the other 3, well, Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild in particular are fantastic. Skyward Sword drags. But those 2, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, love them. Love them. Also on the birthday stream, I've decided to change it up a little bit. Instead of doing a Mario Maker making segment, I've thought of 2 other segments. Let me show the plans here in this little docket. You didn't like any of them? Gotcha. Too bad. Here's the plan now for the Wednesday birthday stream. First thing will be, I'm gonna play through Celeste, but specifically just to get 33 strawberries, which are the optional collectibles, sort of add a little bit of challenge, optional challenge to many a room. And and I have to get 33 of them. Probably won't take too long. There's lots of strawberries in each room, but that'll be a fun little way to engage with Celeste, and also, 33 because that's the age I will be on next week after birthday. Then I will do that new mode in Hitman, the one that's sort of a roguelike. Maybe spend like an hour or two playing that. Probably like an hour or two, yeah. That'll be fun. And finally, we'll just do some exploration in Tears of the Kingdom as like the last thing. I imagine I will be wanting to play a lot of that game. And, it just makes sense to just, let's just play some idly. I will say for that stream, the birthday stream, I'm going to be tending away from dungeons and stuff, or like story stuff, and tending more towards just like exploring the world, finding whatever's in the world, it's too soon to say things like, oh yeah, there's this and that returning, but we'll find whatever there is to find, whether it's the same stuff or different stuff. I'm not gonna say for those who are trying to like stay pure or whatever, but we'll do mostly that stuff that will not be so spoilerific, which will be nice. There'll also be several sub-goals. Those are the same as before. Jackass Forever during the stream for 5. 10, I'll do a one-off stream with DK64 randomizer with all Beaver Bother turned on some Sunday. And for 20, I'll do a whole full playthrough of 3 Metal Gear Solids, where every time every stream, the game I play is randomly chosen. That'd be a goofy good time if we met that goal. I think that would be fun. We'll see what happens. With the sub-goals, just setting it up so that, even if we only get like 5, we're still getting something. And if we get more, hey, there's something more. And if we get even more than that, like ridiculous amounts, then there's something even further to unlock, which I think will be nice. Okay, that's all the upfront stuff I had to talk about. But let me show off the level I'm making, the rough draft of it, the brainstorming, which I worked on during the Tuesday stream, which was a making stream. It is a Link level with an angry sun, and also currently the scroll lock is set so you won't be able to like scroll up and down. I have a lot of things that I'm screwing around with. Don't take anything for granted here. Things could change, honestly. And also, by the way, to be clear, it's 100% just a prototype right now. The important thing is to mess around with it and see what parts I like, what parts feel good. I kind of like this part where I bounce above the screen and then have to fall onto a platform that's really low. I think that's really cool. Here's the second half, which will be a platform level where you're riding a bouncy lava raft and avoiding the sun at the same time, which I think will be cool as hell. At least I hope it is. And also there'll be like chain chomps trying to like, get onto the platform and stuff. You'll get off the platform for a bit, and then you'll like set out. Probably be somewhat more automatic than this. This is all brainstorming right now, just trying things out and seeing what sticks. I feel like I have like core ideas now that are workable, but I just need to like start executing on them and start making them into a real ass level rather than a bunch of just garbage ideas just thrown out one after another. And make it like actually like cohesive and shit, and have coins and 10 coins and the whole 9. Level already looks better than all the levels you have. I mean, I do take pride in like making them really, 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 solid, tight, the whole 9. Every one you do, such that this is only just, for trial and error purposes. soon I think I'll, like, start deleting everything. I'll save off a BS version of this level, you know, just for reference, so I can see, like, oh, you know, let me review the original, like, prototype, you know, going forward, but I'll start deleting things and start building out, like, oh, here's the first segment. How's that gonna work? What enemies are gonna be introduced at first? How are you gonna get the sword? Should you start with the sword? Maybe you should start with the shelmet instead. No, sword first, sword first. BS stands for brainstorm and bullshit. Yes, it stands for both things. We discovered that on some making stream, randomly a while back. Originally it was just bullshit, but then I realized, like, oh shit, it can mean both things. Which was a bit of a surprise. Bit of a happy accident there. Anyway. Oh, and I'll say, like, the other reason why I want this to be, like, scroll-locked like this, not only because it's interesting, but because it allows us to have moments like this, where you need to fall from a high platform to a low platform, and you can see the platform because the scroll does not, like, get out of whack. And also, the sun is only dangerous at like, this height right here. So if you were tending up, you know, you have to have a lot of stuff at the 3 height in order for the sun to be actually dangerous. That's the making updates. That level's coming along. I really need to spend more time to actually like make it and stuff. Let's go ahead and get into some of these viewer levels. It's the time for viewer levels. Let me just make the head big and hit next. You get ideas for levels you want to start, but then completely forget what you wanted to do. Yeah, that's why I write down notes of, like, random stray ideas I have. I have a lot of notes and stuff. You have a bullshit level you've been working since yesterday? Nice. Maybe eventually you'll find your key ingredients, you know, your key mechanic that you're working with, Bowser. Highway, Lighthouse, 64, you are up. Let me explain how this works for those who don't know the rules, the procedure, all that, how we do things here. If you are here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day, which means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough, outside of the lightning round. If you're not here, we still do the level, but we do it in very nearly but not quite sudden death, wherein I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints, and that's it. Just a little bit of a compromise between prioritizing the people who stick around and playing more levels, which is fun, because, you know, seeing more levels is nice. And also makes a little bit of a challenge out of it in that event. Highway, you know, was the first to get in, the first to submit. Usually I let the first person count, because usually I spend, like, what, nearly a half hour? Fuck. I spend, like, 20 minutes, like, talking about stuff before I actually play a goddamn level, so let's go ahead and just get going. 15 minutes on the clock. Let's go. I also have more cards, by the way. Things I've prepared ahead of time that I can talk about, that I want to talk about. And I didn't use any of them during the Zelda stream. Didn't use any of them during the Zelda stream, so I expect we'll get through all of them tonight. Besides, you know, recently I've been, like, saving all the cards for, like, the Friday streams, you know, and doing just, like, very focused Thursday streams, which is convenient because having to come up with different itineraries of things to, like, bring up, right, is a little bit challenging when you have multiple streams, like, in a row, as I do, you know, like a Thursday and a Friday. This seems to be like a, you know, you navigate the world, you get these 5 coins, you go in the key door. We already got the keys, so that's nice. I imagine how it's gonna work is once we're gonna revisit this space with the on-off switch the other way. Maybe with 2 checkpoints? I see a checkpoint, but I haven't quite gotten it yet. Highways levels typically involve a lot of, like, retracing your steps and also, like, exploring the world in full, such that, you know, you see, you do a lot of, like, on-off business to, like, route you around in interesting ways, which is cool, you know? You pick your moment, you find your way through, you avoid all the things, and then you beat the level after maybe 10, 15 minutes. Let's do a card while we're going through this. First off, a little follow-up on a Zelda foe whose name starts with AA. This is not a Tears of the Kingdom spoiler. I was trying to think of Demise's name, and I said like, oh, Demise, his name started with like an A, right? I was thinking of like Anaglim, the guy from Link to the Past. That guy, the minor villain of Link to the Past, his name started with an A. That's who I was thinking of, turns out. So, wasn't wrong when I said there was a Zelda villain that started with an A. I just had the wrong game. Kind of all of what I had to say about that, huh? What else is there? Give me another card. Did you see that Poseidon's Fury is no more? So Poseidon's Fury, it's a ride. It was a ride at Universal Studios Orlando, and it has been, you know, demolished. Or closed forever, actually. It hasn't been demolished yet. It has been closed forever on account of, well, I don't know why, but I think a good reason why it might have been is because no one liked it. It wasn't a very good ride. I have described it as when I went on it the last time I went to Universal Studios, we had studiously avoided riding it for most of the time. Oh, also was most of the times I've been there, and also was closed for a while as well, I guess. Fuck. Abez is also a character who starts with A, Zelda character. I guess. What am I saying? Poseidon's Fury, kind of a shit ride. Didn't really like it that much. Didn't really like it that much myself. It's sort of just a show where you cannot sit down, basically, and you're shown some very impressive technical effects. Ah, Zelda in reverse, okay. That explains that joke. Some very impressive technical effects, but also, look, when you go to a show at a theme park, what's the one thing you want? Maybe it's not the same for everyone. The one thing I want is to sit the fuck down and get off my feet, and that is not something that ride, that show ever offered. You had to stay standing the whole fucking time. It is kind of excruciating, honestly, and it's also very boring as well, as far as the show goes. I don't go, you know, when I go to Universal, I don't watch that many shows. Maybe just the Bourne one is pretty good. The Bourne Stuntacular, that's a pretty good show. Otherwise, yeah, I don't fuck around with them that much, and like Exhibit A, how boring and tedious that one was. Anyway, it's been closed forever. Its huge footprint is now up for grabs, I guess. You don't want to go to just any show? So Poseidon's Fury, I'm hoping, I think everyone is hoping, that it'll be like a... The most common request, the most common thing people are saying is like, oh man, the Lost Continent area, they turn that into Zelda, that would be fantastic. Right, like that's just a great spot. They wouldn't have to change that much to make, you know, to make that area into a... You can't jump over that then, right? They wouldn't have to change that much to make it a Zelda area, and yeah, it'd be fucking sick as hell if it was just, here's the Legend of Zelda, here's a Legend of Zelda ride in the same plot that Poseidon's Fury was taken up, which is, by the way, massive. It's a massive plot. It's a massive plot that was just, had no rides in it. Other than Poseidon's Fury, which again, fucking same piranha plant. Which again, not a ride. Not a ride, that one. So, you know. really happy to hear that it's finally gone. I look forward to hearing like, oh, you know, they're tearing down the thing. They're gonna replace it with something else. I hope it's something Legend of Zelda or some other new property. If it's just like, you know, oh, I don't know what they even would do if not. They gotta be thinking like, yeah, we gotta put in some fucking new property here, for the love of God. And I know, by the way, that they do have like a whole new park that they're making that has a Mario and a Donkey Kong area. And they could easily put the new, like a Zelda area, like an expansion pad around that park. But I'm thinking that they will want to, I'm thinking it'd be good to have like a Nintendo thing in every park. So put a Zelda thing in you know, in islands. I think that would be very, very fitting. Also, it would mean that the best restaurants in like the whole resort mythos would be rethemed to Zelda, which, hey, that's cool. It probably will still be called Mythos, right? Doesn't need to have a name change just because Zelda would be going into its plot. Okay, let's think this time. We got stuck here. We got stuck here before, but But a lot of cases, it's pretty intuitive where we have to go next, right? We just have to go, you know, the one place where we can go. Oh! Look at this, we can jump up here. Oh wait, we've been up here. What about through here, though? We've been through here, it's just one of these. Unless, no, okay. Wait a minute. Up here? Oh! Here we go. That's where we needed to go. Perfect. Okay. We got another key. But we can just return to the right without turning the on-off, on-off. So let's go over here and see what we can do. Oh, nothing. Oh, we need to turn the on-off, on-off. Actually. Okay, now where do we cash in the key? Right there, perfect. What's through the door? Okay. Cool, another on-off. So now, the on-offs are on-off. Piranha's not gonna get me a third time. I tell you what. I'll tell you that. Checkpoint. Very good. Let me do another card. That is nice highway, I agree. I invented a new term. Vouchworthy. I was talking in a Discord about Nintendo's online's vouchers, which allow you to get any, like, $60, $70 game. Any two $60, $70 games for $100. And I came up with a word because there's a fun, like, with these vouchers, you're always wondering, because you always have two, right? You always wonder, like, okay, what am I gonna... If I'm getting, like, Tears of the Kingdom, right? People are probably wondering, like, what's the other game I could get? Well, I now have a word you can use for this scenario. You can say, like, what is a game that's vouchworthy? And also you can say, like, you know, you can use vouch as a verb, it turns out, and be like, okay, well, I want to vouch that. You know, I personally, when I got Tears of the Kingdom, I also vouched Pikmin 4, which I imagine will be vouchworthy. Vouchworthy. That's right, vouchworthy. Yeah, so I got the idea from that one episode of Seinfeld with the sponges. It's a whole thing, don't worry about it. If you've not seen that episode, that show. I mean, honestly, I hadn't until very recently watched most of Seinfeld, and I still haven't seen Probably like more than half of it. I'm not like the biggest fan or nothing, but you know, it's funny how they navigate the situations, all the awkward social situations in that show, in Seinfeld. It's kind of the like main appeal, right? Just them like litigating and saying like, "Oh, this is a weird thing. What are all the? How does that work?" You know, thinking about how to use Nintendo Online vouchers, that is like totally like up for... That is totally like in the... Fuck. In the ballpark of like a Seinfeld bit, right? Like, I don't know what to use my... I guess, actually... Doesn't... You know, now that I start trying to like make dialogue where they are talking about vouchers, it's a little more awkward maybe, but part of that is that they're not really that much gamers now, are they? Anyway, feel free to use as needed. Vouchworthy. And I'll probably try to slip it into... I'll try to remember to use it and slip it into, like, conversations if we're talking about, like, you know, hey, if they announce something at E3, you know, like, if they announce, like, we don't know what the big fall game this year is for Nintendo, right? We know that Pikmin's coming out in, like, mid, we don't know what the holiday game is yet. We know that Pikmin is coming out in, like, August, but we don't know what's coming out in, like, November, December. So, they announce, like, one killer game, like, say, I don't know, Donkey Kong. I'm sure I will be asking myself, what am I getting with my Donkey Kong, with my my other vouch, you know? What am I vouching? What is vouchworthy? Isn't E3 canceled? Yeah, but they're still going to announce a game for holiday 2023. Nintendo is. I'm not saying that as if I have, like, some information. I'm just saying, there's no way that Nintendo is skipping this year's holiday releases. I mean, come on. They're gonna have a game for each season. That's just how, you know, that's just how it works. Right? I say that, I guess Microsoft has, like, before skipped, like, whole entire holiday seasons because they didn't have anything. Nintendo usually has something. You know, something, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's like, I don't know, like, Fire Emblem. They'll have something ready for, like, November, I'm sure. And, hopefully that'll be something cool. I'm hoping for Donkey Kong. It's finally gonna be the year Donkey Kong hits. I would like to imagine. Huh. Oh, I see. Do this. Timer's up, but we're gonna finish off this run. Donkey Kong Country 8, Parry the Parallel Bird. I will say I do think Parry the Parallel Bird is an underrated mechanic, and, you know, more people should be playing around with the idea of a thing that follows you around, like, moving parallel to you. Like, that is just a very neat, underutilized mechanic. But, yeah, that'd be cool if it was Donkey Kong Country. I'm expecting more of a 3D Donkey Kong take, would be my expectation, would be my guess, but either way, should be cool. Ooh, Fire Flower now. I like the way this like, you are navigated around the world, and for the most part, it's very intuitive. You have only one choice, and you lose the power-up just as soon as, you know, you need to not have it, right? Should I die to, like, reset the timer or something? You know what, maybe not gonna be an issue. You had a dream as a teenager where you could get Perry and Banjo-Kazooie, and I was roaming around Varsity Bucket Bay with it. Huh. No need to die to reset? Okay. Probably not that long left, then. I have a Fire Flower now. And the on-offs are in this position, so... What exactly? Is that a bottomless pit? Oh! Wait. This doesn't actually help me. I need to get up here. Maybe here? Is this a bottomless pit? No, it's not. Okay, I can see the floor here. Nice. I always think falling on these platforms and, like, having to fall despite the platform below you being destroyed, having to land safely is a neat thing. I explored that myself in one of my own levels, and it turned out really neat and fun and cool. Again, another underutilized, aspect of the game, you know? You excelled this part? Aw, thank you. I need a fire flower. Yeah, it's gone really great. I'm guessing that the end is in sight now? Perfect, yeah. Couldn't have said it any better. Thank you, Highway. I appreciate it. Very well done level. World record, 10 minutes. Jeez, that was a long level, actually. Wow. 10 minutes of that was one go. Thank you, thank you. I left a like, right? I did do that, yeah? Perfect. Let's go ahead and hit complete. And hit next. And get, I believe, Bowser's levels up next. Let me hit complete, Highway, and then you can do the thing. There you go. You should be good now. Bowser says, yay. So Bowser is here. Good. So Bowser is here. It's good to go. While I am entering this code, I'm going to pull another card. Whatever happened to leaderboards? I was thinking this recently after I believe it was the Tuesday stream, did a raid. Was it Tuesday or Monday? I forget which one. But I did a raid in on another streamer I know who was doing some Banjo-Tooie, and I thought about that because, you know, I quite enjoy Banjo-Tooie a good deal, and realized that, like, and well, I was just talking about, like, how long it takes to beat, right? And I said, like, I think it takes me around 10 hours or so. And someone was like, I don't know, that's... Well, I think I've never seen this minigame, actually. I don't usually do these minigames. Okay. I thought they were, like, matching cards or something. Whatever. I've not done any of those fucking new minigames, I guess. Anyway. Got to talking about it, and I was talking about how, like, oh yeah, no, let me check my leaderboard time on, you know, Xbox Live Arcade. You know, that version has leaderboards where it updates every time you play it, and it shows, like, okay, here's the lowest time for every person in your friends list, which is just sick as hell. Because I looked, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, I'm, like, number 337 in the world at, like, 9 hours or so, just over 9 hours, to do Banjo-Tooie, getting all 100, all 90 jiggies and all, 900 notes. I will say it's kind of silly because it doesn't, like, it tracks it based on, like, just collectible collection. It doesn't, like, use, like, final boss at all. That's, you literally do not have to beat the final boss to get onto that leaderboard list. But it's still, it feels pretty good to look at that and go like, God damn, I did a good thing. I'm well ranked. There's not enough games with leaderboards these days. I guess Neon White was like the most recent one, and was like the last one in like living memory, you know? The last one I can think of in years and years. But goddamn, that was a cool thing for video games to have for a while. Just straight up just like, hey. And maybe it's the thing of like, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are two games that are very well suited to like, yeah, you want to replay those games and you want to do them in the least amount of time possible. They are very well suited to like leaderboard chasing, strangely enough, you know. because especially with Kazooie, those levels are just really, really fun to optimize. I'll say for Banjo-Kazooie, I'm more like around 1,000th place, you know. Not as impressive, but still, you know, hey, pretty decent, I guess. A lot more people play Banjo-Kazooie than Tooie, maybe. Possibly. In theory. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Very nice one. Obviously, I've done the whole Super World before, but I don't mind giving a second lap to the levels that are as good as these. Nice, good old-fashioned, traditional-ass business. Let me hit next, and the next one up is Eleni. Eleni, go ahead and confirm. I'm going to punch it in, and I'm going to do another card as I do. This is the first of the anime block. Little block of anime stuff. I finished watching Rent-a-Girlfriend Season 2. This was a show I bounced off of originally, gave a second chance, and got through the first season and the second season. The first season is a lot more rough, and I think in the second season they really did a good job in improving, they did a good job of, improving, the rough qualities of the show, right? Like, in Season 2, the main character is a lot less of a dickhead, dirtbag at the start. So that's nice. You don't have to, watch it and feel like, oh, I don't know if I like the main character. He's fine. He's fine for the whole season. And also, there's a lot bigger focus on, dreams and ambitions and stuff. By the way, Eleni, please confirm. Let me just, at Eleni so that, Eleni knows to speak up, you know? Otherwise, we'll do it in sudden death. There's a lot less, focus on, the dirtbag and him being, a weirdo jerk-off guy, and him just being, just sort of, trying his best to be, better and shit, which is good. And also, there's a lot of time spent in, the main heroines', dreams and ambitions, which are all, very easy to get invested in, because you come to care about these characters and want them to achieve their dreams and shit. And I think that is commendable. I came off as a 4 out of 5 on the first season, but the second season, 5 out of 5. Rent-a-Girlfriend Season 2, very good. Solid stuff. I'll do one more card since I don't see Eleni. Just give Eleni one more card's worth. Finished rewatching Cameo. 5 out of 5 with a heart. That just means it's one of my favorites. You know, that's equivalent to an S tier in my ranking system. A heart is. Cameo is a, oh, by the way, Rent-a-Girlfriend is a harem anime with a focus on a character who engages in a rent-a-girlfriend service, and a whole lot of drama and chaotic stuff emerges as a result. It's pretty good, and it gets better as it goes. Anyway, Cameo is a slice of life about cheerleaders, and it's just good and pure and has such good comedic timing. It is just lovely. One of my favorite slices of life of all time. Just a goddamn good time. Enjoyed it from start to finish. Rewatching it and all. And it also has a little bit of LGBT stuff with one explicitly gay character. And also there's just some, pretty standard Yuri subtext, which is fun and cute as well. In a way that is okay, well, clearly in this world gay characters exist, so it's not treated as a weird thing. It's just it's not a joke. Or it's not clearly there could be something here, but probably wouldn't be. But still, a lot of fun. A lot of fun show. Let's go ahead and do the sudden death then. Not seeing Eleni at this second. Eleni, if you are here, go ahead and speak up, and you'll get converted over to a timer, basically. That's how it works. I like the theming. The yellow stuff looks good. Hey, got that money. Been a minute. How you doing? Yeah, anime shouts, anime yell. Sometimes I call it the wrong one. Anima Yell. Fantastic show. One of my favorite slices of life. Let me tell you more about the premise, just like for context. The main character is like really endlessly enthusiastic. She has like incredible amounts of energy and just a habit of helping people, almost compulsively. Like she sees someone in need, she just crosses the street, runs, does not walk to give them a hand, even in the middle of conversations with her friends, which is, you know, used to comedic effect, you know, which is a character trait, a comedy character trait you don't see that much in, like, ever, honestly. Hey, Walter for Walter, how you doing? You don't see this character trait ever. A chronically helpful character. And then she finds out about cheerleading, which is, you know, in her words, a sport that is entirely about encouraging people, which is her jam. So she cannot get. She's all about that, right? She's just immediately like, oh fuck, that's gotta be my new thing. And soon enough, she puts together a crew just through sheer force of will, enthusiasm, and all stuff, and it's real fucking good. How you doing? Got that money? I'm doing okay. I got Tears of the Kingdom waiting for me after the stream. I played like probably way too much of that for a Thursday night last night, both on stream and a little bit off stream as well, honestly. And yeah, I expect after the stream I will play a whole shit ton of it. A whole shit ton of that. Did I need to switch helmets here? I feel like I might have needed to switch helmets here, like damage myself with the shell or something. I'm also stuck in this little thing. Your copy doesn't come in until Tuesday, unfortunately. Dang, that's a shame. It's, I'll say spoiler free, it's really fucking good. And I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. They have made a worthy successor to Breath of the Wild. Like, more than even. It is, kind of blows Breath of the Wild out of the water, would be my, my day one review. Your friend brought you it as a birthday gift? Got that money. When is your birthday? Tuesday? Got that money. Is your birthday next Tuesday? May 26th? Okay, so it's not next Tuesday, but you're doing a party. You're doing like a... Or he's getting it to you early. Got it. I was gonna say my birthday is next week, May 17th. But, you know, it's less of a coincidence if you're like a week off from that. Or 9 days off from that, which is not a week. There'll be a whole stream for that, you know, next week. May babies are the best. Hell yeah, dude. It's a really good time for a birthday growing up, you know? You know what I mean? Because you're at just the right time where you're at like just the right time such that Christmas is like you know, like 6-7 months away from your birthday. So presents are nicely spaced out. You know, present time is. Shit, I lost my shelmet. Fuck, far enough away from Christmas, yeah. We lost one of our doodads, which is not great considering that this part doesn't seem to give you a shelmet for free. And then I died. Thank you for the level, Eleni. If you're here, by the way, Eleni, I can promote you to like say a 5-minute timer. I could do that for what it's worth. Just let me know in the next. I'm gonna give you a 10 second. I'm gonna give you a whole card, actually. I'm gonna do a quick card here. Comic Girls. I like to be rewatching a slice of life at any given time. You know, to have like something to unwind with at the end of the night that's simple, that's lightweight, that is good to watch just one episode of. Satisfying, you know. When you're watching something to unwind, you don't want to be like, oh, I actually can't just watch this one episode. I have to watch 5 episodes right now because this is a really good battle arc. You know, you don't want that. That's bad at 1 a.m. That's bad at 2 a.m., you know? You want something that's just like one and done. Give me something good. Give me something reliable. And Comic Girls is the next one I chose. And I'll say, it's been really fucking good. I've been really enjoying it. It's cute as hell. There's a lot of stuff where, like, the main character is, like, having funny little, like, queer moments. Like, there's a point where they are discussing her manga. Comic Girl is a slice of life about manga writers, manga artists, who are like little, are like high school girls basically. And there's a moment where they're like looking over her manga, right? And they say like, here's the part that's weird. There's a part where one of the girls gets like a whipped cream like in her bosom, right? And the main character girl, she thinks to herself, thank God. And they say, isn't that a little strange? And most high school girls don't think thank God when a whipped cream moment happens. And Chaos says, they don't? What? It's just very funny. Especially later, she has a little bit of a skinship moment, and she immediately goes like, thank God. Thank you, God. And then the other characters say, don't thank God. Stop that. Which is very cute and fun. And like, yeah, she is just very clearly a very little lesbian who maybe doesn't realize that that's a thing yet. You know, doesn't realize that that's a whole, thing to be. Also, it is just very cute. Look at this. Hang on. No, not that one. Not that one. Did I not? Oh yeah, I didn't prepare shit. I didn't prepare that image ahead of time. My bad. I had an image. I did not put it on my one-off. I didn't make it so that I could actually show that image. I forgot about that. But you know what? I'll post it on the Discord later. Just been really fucking enjoying that show a good deal more than I imagined. It's like right up there with Comic Girls, actually, or with Anima Yell as being like one of my favorite slices of life of all time. Actually, maybe like second favorite. It's fucking really good, Comic Girls. Feel like I underestimated that in my memory, even though I knew it was one of my favorite slice of lives. I just thought maybe it was like in the middle of the pack. I think it's actually really, really high. And also, there's a famous thing with that anime where the season it was airing on, like, Crunchyroll, they did a thing. Thank you for the level, Eleni. They did a thing where they showed, like, every state's favorite anime that season. They showed every state's favorite anime that season, and Missouri chose Comic Girls, and the original writer, the original author of the manga that was adapted into the anime, did like a piece of promotional art thanking Missouri. Was it Missouri or was it Massachusetts? I think it was Missouri. Let me check. Let me check. It's been a minute. Missouri Comic Girls. Yeah, it's Missouri. There's a great image here of like the. Let me see if I can. Is this? No, you cannot. Absolutely cannot see it on my phone. No, that's not gonna work. What if I do this? Nope. Still, just way too blown out. Nope. What if I do this? Hang on. Let me try doing this. Come on, expose. Good with cookies. Cookie thing. The cookie thing is getting in the way. Close enough. Also, this was the image I was trying to share earlier. Let me try to share it like this. That is a cat with a beret. And the cat looks like the main character. It's very cute. That cat is very easily distressed. That is much worse than just having that ready to go. Maybe I should instead just pull up a browser if ever I want to try that again. Just pull up a browser and capture that rather than trying to do the phone thing. That is really inefficient. Highway is up next. Highway already said the thing. Very good. Go ahead and type in the code. Get down the thing. The sudden death. That's right. You're good. You're good. We got you. Really, really enjoying watching that. And I'll also say, like, Power Up Coin Hunt Deluxe is the level. Very nice. I'll also say, I think I got, like, one more anime thing. I've also been watching some shows that have been on hold since I just finished a couple. Been, like, going into the ones that I have been rewatching or watching, but haven't made progress on some time, like Snafu and Una Musume. Some of them are not, like, bad. They're just, like, ones that I have been given a little bit of breathing room, you know, after finishing a season, just focusing on other things for a while. Now I'm going back to them and, you know, trying to knock them out and continue on them and, like, get them redone. I'll say, since I do like the I do like AniList, and I put like a lot of opinions and stuff over there on AniList.com, which is a site for like managing your anime lists, basically. Since I do all that stuff, I like to update the list, and I like to rewatch things and like try to get updated opinions on like how I feel about stuff, which you know, does mean I'm going to end up rewatching some shows that aren't like my favorites. But hey, that's fun too, to rewatch something and go like, is this actually a 3 out of 5, or is this more like a 4, or what? Maybe I should be doing better things with my time, I don't know. Anime is fun. I like to watch it. I bet if I did like a Letterboxd thing, maybe I would be more interested in like watching movies, like, you know, watching just like a wider variety of them. I'm just happy watching like the occasional movie now and again. I don't get too caught up in them. Maybe it'd be the same if I was not so... I don't know, actually I'll say, like, before I really, like, meticulously listed out the animes I was watching, I was still keeping pretty close tabs on them in the same manner. Honestly, so... Can you crush these? Yes. Okay, good. Not like a problem or nothing. Oh, shit. I needed to use that big mushroom to do that thing. But I bet this will give me a big mushroom, right? Okay, cool. Kinda looks like if you do something with one power-up, it'll unlock the other power-up ready for you to use, which is pretty smart. That's some good design, Highway. Makes it so that so long as you have a power-up, there's stuff that you can do that'll give you the other ones that you need. There's now the third one getting involved. Third one, right? There wasn't... It was Fire Flower, Big, and that was it. There hasn't been like Link or Super Ball yet. Wonder if we'll see Link or Super Ball in this this level. How about another card? I think I still might have like one more thing to say about anime this time. Again, I watch just too much anime. What are y'all's walls? Are y'all's walls painted colors? This is something I'm thinking about as like an apartment denizen, you know, I live in an apartment, you know? You know what I mean? As someone who lives in apartments, I don't get the, I don't have the thing where I have, walls that are painted colors, you know? In apartments, every wall is white, no matter what apartment you're looking at. They have all made sure to paint everything in a very neutral, default, flavorless white. And I don't know what I would do, honestly, given, like, the choice of colors. I don't know what I will do. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna speak with the aspiration, you know? I'm gonna speak as if, like, oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen one day. I don't know what I will do. Should I get a house at some point? You know, what am I gonna paint the walls? I'll tell you what, I'm definitely gonna do, like, a green screen room. You know, I'm definitely gonna do a room with at least one wall that is just 100% green. You know what I mean? And that's gonna make it so that I can, like, chroma out my background for once, for a change, which I'm sure that would be pretty good. Where are we going? Where's the way out? Did I have to make that jump? Oh, through here. You haven't unlocked the Super Bowl yet? Do you have to unlock... Highway, I think you might be, unaware, but I think that everything is pretty much unlocked from the start in this game. But if you hold down, like, the Fire Flower, you hold down, like, certain power-ups, they'll turn into other power-ups. Like, I think the Fire Flower or the Mushroom turns into the Link as well. Like, I think the Mushroom becomes the Link and the Link Sword. The Super Paul and the Builder Suit have to be unlocked? Oh, wow. Okay, I stand corrected. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I, you know, played the game for the first time. You should go through the story mode, I'll say, Highway. I would recommend the story mode a lot in this game. It's, just like some really solid level design. Like, honestly, they are just... I will describe them as a series of letters... Oh my god, I just realized I forgot to set a timer. I'm gonna set a 10-minute one. That's probably close enough to where it would be, right? I forgot to set a timer, like, forever ago. Hello, bullet to me. How you doing? Okay, we go through here. Here's where we go. The handful of levels and got bored, honestly. Dang. I really liked the story mode. I was really happy with all the levels in there. I thought they had some really creative stuff that was like, you know, they were all levels where I thought like, god damn, I think genuinely I would give these a like if they just popped up in my feed. Or popped up in, you know, if someone gave me those levels, I would give, I think they are very solid and likable, you know? I understand if perhaps that's not your thing, I don't know. Maybe I'm just easy, but to me those were very solid levels, and also, I guess also I had the comparison of like the sample levels of like the original Mario Maker, which were very, very, very vanilla, like to the point of like flavorlessness. Like those were just like, oh hey, you can put a block on top of another block, you know? It's like stuff that like, yeah, this is just boring. Dreadfully boring, the original, like, Mario Maker. We have 90 seconds left to get 12 more coins. I have a key, so that must be relevant here. We need a Fire Flower. I think most of the coins that we need are hidden in those blocks. Only the costume levels were good. Dang, that's a harsh assessment, but fair. Okay, here's the Fire Flower. Good, okay, this allows us to go here. And you know what? We got it. We just have to do it in time now. Because those are the last 2 coins. Just have to get this big Mario. GG. Little premature. I haven't got it yet. I got 40 seconds. Should be plenty of time, but you never know. Okay, you do know. We got it. GG, GG, GG. Thank you for the GGs, everyone. I appreciate it. Let me get that timer down. Which, again, I'm sorry for doing it late. That was 7.5 minutes, though, so it wasn't too out of whack, you know. No extra time was given. You didn't beat it in 40 seconds. You would have been concerned. Yeah, it would have been very concerning. I agree. I'm gonna hit complete, and I'm gonna hit next subsequently, and let's see whose level is up next. Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, you still here? Let me go ahead and add Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser is usually good for it. You are up. Let's go ahead and punch in these here codes. And go ahead and do another card while I'm doing so. Been trying to catch up on clipping streams. Yeah, so still doing the clipping thing. It's hard to, you know, it's a little bit of extra work that I'm just giving to myself. Just going through old streams and clipping out things. But, you know, hey, there's lots of great moments in those, like, you know, I just got to the Pikmin streams, and there's a lot of great moments in those streams. It'd be a shame if those never got clipped. And, you know, such. One thing I do wonder, though, I don't know, like, how this works, but most of the time, most clips that I make tend to get, like, 3 views. Exactly. Most of them do. And I don't know what the deal is with that. Is that, like, an everything thing? Is there, like, a feed of, most recent clips, you know, sorted by new? And there are people out there clicking on each clip and watching, like, you know, you know, if there's no views, watching it once, etc., etc. How does that work? Maybe it's like some sort of algorithm thing where it's recommended to 2 people to start with, and, you know, if something happens, maybe it's recommended to more, maybe it's not. If not, I don't know, but they always seem to get 2, you know, other than, like, the one they start with, I guess. And I don't know how that works, but hey, if it's like, it can't be like actual, like, actual followers of this channel, because they usually happen, like, really fast. And also, I don't think followers typically are, like, just looking at the clips page and going, like, sort by new. I also do post them on the Discord, though, for what it's worth, so, you know, they're also there. I don't know what the deal is, but I like to see those. I like to see it when one does well as well, you know, like, oh, wow, that's interesting. That one did like 5. That one did like 10, I guess. Okay, sure. Whatever. Guess that one just had a really good name, or maybe I did a good job in, like, you know, making it a little bit more to the point or something. I don't know. Editing probably plays a factor. Maybe whoopsie daisy. I don't want to ground pound on that, and my mushroom will be lost, won't it? Seems like a very chill castle so far, Lord Bowser. I'm putting Lord Bowser into sudden death, by the way, as we do. It's like a very chill little castle, I say, as I have to, like, bounce across a pit of death. Anyway, I definitely, you know, I want to get caught up to present, and then I just have to do, like, you know, I'll be doing, like, clips for streams that just happened, which I think will be better. You know, like, I think it'd be better if I could just focus on, like, oh yeah, here's some clips from the Tears of the Kingdom stream from yesterday. I bet there are some funny moments in that Tears of the Kingdom stream, which I'm sure will make good clips. but they'll be coming out probably a while from now because I'm just so backed up with that. And I like to go in order because, you know, older streams get deleted automatically, so if I don't do it now, I just won't be able to do it. You know? That's sort of the deal with that. I know it's just sort of a thing that I task for myself, and is not really that important on the whole. You know, it's just a factor of like, well, I know that some people have clip shoutout systems that do a clip, and I want it to be a good and robust selection of clips that it can choose from, rather than just like ones that are made by accident, or ones that are really old. You know, if ever someone does any of that or looks for clips, I want them to find a bunch of stuff that's reflective. But that's a whole bunch of extra fucking work that's a little silly, isn't it? I'll say, you know, hey, if you ever want to just clip something, make sure to do it like, you know, timed up and good and shit, you know. Cut off at a good time, start at a good time, put a good name on it, but that would be cool and shit. I don't know. There we go, we got a checkpoint that refreshes our doodads. I think we'll be able to do this nice and easy. This is only like World 4, yeah? Just bouncing balls everywhere. That's nice. I love this one. I remember this one. You know, not only have I seen it when I actually played it originally, there's a boss rush that that Lord Bowser has where you do all the Koopalings at once, all his Koopaling designs. And I think this one turned out really nice with all the bouncy chaos, while actually not being all that hard on the whole. And I especially love how the guys come down and they drop their balls off. They drop their balls off. They deposit some balls into your face. And I really like how they do that. That's really well done, really well put, really well like managed, put together, orchestrated. Lord Bowser is definitely great at the traditionals. Yeah, he is. He's great at that shit. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser, for the super world, all that. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. About an hour into the making. What's the order of levels right now? Got That Money, are you next? I'll say this, after Got That Money's level, we'll go to the lightning round. Sound good? Sounds good. Alter for Walter. Go ahead and confirm. Let me go ahead and just put in the thing. You are up. Put it in the chat, you know, just to let Alter for Walter know. You're up, Alter. I'm gonna enter in the code. Meanwhile, I'm gonna do another card. Been working on my backlog. Yeah, this is perhaps a little more. I get a little more like positive feedback on the hey, there's Alter for Walter. I get a little more positive feedback on the backlog, which is sort of like Letterboxd, but for video games. Been working on like transferring all my games ever that I've ever played over to that site, and rewriting like most all of the reviews in the process. I've been trying to do like 5 a day, except on days where I'm just really busy. Like today, for instance, where instead of writing reviews before the stream, I did like a half hour of Tears of the Kingdom after work, which was probably the right call for now. But it's really fun going through there, writing all sorts of reviews, you know, revisiting games from like years and years ago. I'm in like 2018 now. I'm up to 2018. So just reviewing and seeing again like, oh yeah, I forgot about this game. Oh yeah, this is a great game, etc., etc. Which is fun, and also ones that I'm less fond of. It's a fun challenge, I think. Why don't we do the Super World? We'll do the Super World. Sound good? It's a fun challenge to like, you know, review every game ever in 500 characters, particularly. I do 500 characters because I'm backlogged. there's like a preview thing, right? Like a review preview, and if you have more than 500 characters, it says like read more, and I don't want that. I want it to just be the whole review there on like the on like any page that you see like all the reviews on. You know, I don't want you to have to click something to expand, so I go with 500 characters, and also that means that you know, everything is nice and compact and tight, which I I appreciate. One of the games I re-reviewed like the other day was Celeste, which you know, maybe part of the reason why Celeste is now on the birthday plans. Honestly, like quite a few like stream plans over the last. You sent the level outside, so you've technically beaten it. Okay. I'll beat it again then, but we'll do it as part of the super world. Oh, you know what? Wait, why is left right? Is this the one where you do left right and you get like different choices? You know, I don't remember what my original choices were, so I can't reproduce them exactly, but you know, guess I'll try. Anyway, that's been going well. Enjoying putting together those reviews. Hoping folks enjoy reading them. And you know, Backlogged is a site that's like letterboxed, and you know, it sort of puts your reviews like on the front page sometimes and on the game page itself. So you know, people occasionally they will leave likes and give you all sorts of positive validation, and I feel really good when that happens. The Mario Odyssey review I wrote, which is, you know, my favorite game of all time, got a lot of likes, actually. Got a lot of likes. Apparently was front page for a bit, and everyone liked how effusive I was about Odyssey, it turns out. Oh, that's the end of the Super World? That's shorty. Only 4 levels. Very nice, Alter for Walter. Simple boss fights, really. Pretty dang simple. We'll probably get a different level from you later tonight then, maybe? Maybe we'll play something new then. I'm gonna hit complete even though it's a maker code and it doesn't actually do anything if you do complete on a maker code. Then I'm gonna hit next, and it's got that money. Got that money, you are up. Got that money was here a minute ago before the last level, so thanks, still good for it. I'm gonna do another card while I enter the thing. Been playing Downwell. I'll say, one of the things I happened across when I was doing the reviews this time was Downwell, because that was in the list. That was 2018 when I played that, and I played it on phones, and I re-downloaded it and been playing it ever since. I've been having fun. Before like Tears of the Kingdom unlocked, I played like a few hours of like just watching videos online, just random videos and such. You know, like I said, I did a late night stream to do Tears of the Kingdom yesterday, so while I was waiting for that to like come and for the time to be right, I did a bunch of Downwell, which was fun. That game, turns out, I think it's one of my favorite phone games that I completely forgot about, and I don't know why I stopped playing, because it's just really fun, zany goodness. And I'll say, like, of Backlogged, some games, you know, I feel like they get short shrift on Backlog. People not given like especially positive reviews, and you know, for games on phones, this is sort of what I think it comes down to. Like, look at this review of Downwell from Funky Kong Racing. 3 out of 5 phone game. I feel like a lot of people think about any mobile game in this exact way, you know, and that is the extent of their review. In, you know, no matter if they put it in so many words or whatever. Just like, yeah, it's a phone game. It can only be so good. 3 out of 5, whatever. You play it in your free time and you don't really think too much about it. Conversely, here's the review I wrote for Downwell, which is to say it's really well suited to phones. Even though the controls are really loosey and like the touch controls make precision hard, it actually kind of suits the game and makes it feel even more chaotic and zany, you know? Really good action, really like frenetic stuff, and stylish design for the graphics that is actually also really functional. Really, really just like rediscovering that game via just the process of rewriting a bunch of fucking reviews. I'm really happy to have happened upon it too. Currently, like, my only mobile game is like is Marvel Snap, so having a second one that I can pull out and mess with for a little bit is really nice. You know, putting in the wrong 38G is really nice, and been enjoying going through that. Just like going through the pace, the motions, relearning stuff like, oh yeah, there's a combo system in this game. I forgot about that entirely. And just like getting gems and unlocking new palettes and looking at them and going like, oh, this looks really cool. Also, I got to the third world, which is like a water world once, which I don't know if I ever got to that like back in the day. Maybe the game was just really hard for me and I didn't like actually get that far because I have no memory of it. Duh, of course. For some reason, I thought I could bop on that blooper, even though that's not how underwater bloopers work. 5 big coins. I see this as a red coin level. Is this a an optional red coin level or a you know, a coin hunt level? You know, a level where there's a mandatory coin hunt like midway through. Personally, I'm more a fan of the mandatory variant just because it's more clear, and also you got the, honestly, you can just use, oh, this is cool. Using a vine to get past some wind guys. That's a neat application of the thing. Just for a secret, okay, cool. Personally, I use more of just the mandatory option because it's hard to convey to the player that red coins are optional without saying in the description, red coins are optional, and I just don't like to be that, my descriptions tend to have a little more flavor to them, you know? And actually, this area would be pretty cool for like a mandatory red coin thing, you know? It's all very self-contained, and once you see the red coins, you know what you have to do. Right, just go ahead and grab them. That's actually very simple for it. For a red coin hunt. Oh, and I guess you could literally see, like, oh, there's a key door over there with the mushrooms over there, right? That's actually pretty smart if you can just show the player, like, hey, this is all you're getting. You know, you can literally visibly see the area you're going to. That's pretty smart design. Got that money. Pretty smart design. It's hard to convey to the player that sort of thing, right? In the Super World in my in Mario Maker 1, I used red coins as optional collectibles, and I just had like a key at every checkpoint at the start of the level, such that you could see like, oh, it just bounces off. There's no key doors in this level, which also meant that I couldn't use keys in any of those levels unless I did something fancy, which was a little bit silly, honestly. I'm so glad in Mario Maker 2 they introduced big coins and all that, because they are just like, they are exactly the optional collectible you need to cover situations like that, right? And it's very obviously always clear that, like, oh yeah, those are inherently optional. Like, there's not even an alternative to that. Exactly. Yeah. I will say, you know, it's like conveying to players goals that they have to do, right? Like, is kind of difficult, you know? Like, whenever I have a clear condition, I always like to route the player through the goalpost so they can see, like, oh, that's a transparent goal. And I'll say, by the way, we mentioned the story mode earlier this stream. I got that idea from the story mode, which does exactly that in, like, the first clear condition levels it gives you. Because You know, I guess on some level, like, they had the same realization of like, oh, players are in playtesting just not noticing that this is a clear condition level. So, all you do is just run them through the thing, and it makes it very, very obvious, like, oh, clear condition. Well, okay, I gotta do that. Explicit star or dragon coins, though? You don't like the... Oh, you mean like... Ooh, I see what you mean, got that money. Do you mean like where it's literally like in the upper corner, like little transparent circles that you have to get? That would be cool. That would be a cool thing. I don't mind the denominational factor of it, personally. I like to have, like, the different, you know, 10 coins, 30 coins, 50 coins. They each serve a different purpose, right? 10 coins are for things that are just, like, slight little challenges, you know? The same way that a banana coin might be in, like, a Donkey Kong Country, right? Like, just, do you understand the mechanic? This is just a little, slight little challenge for you. You know, whereas, like, a 30 coin is, like, a slightly harder one that is maybe more slightly hidden or more slightly difficult to get. And the 50 is, like, a secret. Like, a big secret. You would keep the 10, 30, and 52. Naturally, it's good to have more choices. Alright. That was a solid level. Got that money. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Let me hit complete on that, and now I will hit next. Just to see who's next. It is Bullets Same. Actually, you know what? I said after got that money. I forgot Bullet Same was in the queue. You know what? I'll do after this one. Let's have this new player get this new viewer can have one outside of the lightning round. Let me at the Bullet Same. See if Bullet Same is here. Bullet. I'm saying it weird. Bullet Same. Why am I saying Bullet Same as if it's like a Japanese name? That's a weird like silly thing to do. You are up. No problem, got that money. You know, I'll say got that money. I have been familiar with got that money since before I was a streamer. You know, I follow got that money. I played most of his levels well before becoming a streamer, and vice versa. Got that money has played most of mine. Though got that money is specifically holding out on a bunch of levels so that you can enjoy them when the whole super world is complete, which, you know, that's I'm looking forward to. You know, I have to do that. What's up, got that money? What's the wait? I thought you finished it. I did. I finished it. The flag is there. Right there, see? No, your super world. No, I still got one world left. I got one world, which is sort of the bonus world. Got that money. It's sort of the bonus world, sort of in like the DKC sense of the word. It is like any percent complete. It is like any percent complete. But it is, I still have to make the Crematoa. I have to make the Lost World. I have to make bonus biome. You're gonna hold off until it's all done then? Gotcha, I understand. Got that money. Still 5 levels left. They're all gonna be like, you know, some last little remnant ideas. I gotcha. Bullet Same is here. I'm gonna say Bullet. I'm just gonna say Bullets. I'm gonna do a card while I do it. I finished replaying Mario and Luigi. Did that right before, like a few days ago, actually, I guess. Like, either right before... I think it was the night before Tears of the Kingdom, so like Wednesday nights. Was just looking at my list and realizing, like, I never got around to actually getting all the way through Bowser's Castle and that. I sort of ended up going through Mario and Luigi's final world, like, one Koopaling at a time, and, you know, there's 7 of them, so that takes a while to do that. You have a video for this level? Well, maybe we'll look at that if it's really hard. It might be really hard. And turns out I was just on Cackletta. I just had to do the final boss fight, and then that was it. That was done, and I'm feeling pretty happy with that. I'll say, of 2 shells, 1 2 trail tricks, 1 shell. Oh shit, I'm not great at those. We'll try. We'll try. I'll say Mario and Luigi. Really fucking surprised by how much I enjoyed replaying it, considering that, like, oh, you know, I sort of fell off the later games pretty hard and you know, pretty hard, right? But turns out those original 2 games. Turns out that original game is just immaculately paced. I would say it is just like so easy to just go world to world, and you know, each world is not. That's what we need to do. Each world is not that long, meaning that you can like get through it in like not all that much time. You can get through it in like not all that much time, but you know, it just keeps moving like world to world, area to area. Just like, yeah, no world overstays its welcome. I mean, I think I figured it out, didn't I? Is this not it? Is this not it right here? Make the thing go, jump on it as it falls. That's not it? Dang. Maybe you have to throw it past the... Let me try one more thing. Let me try just one more thing before we check out the video. I want to try dropping it past the thing. What if I fall here? Throw it down there. I want to puzzle this out. I want to puzzle this out a little bit. And then we can check the video and see what's the deal. I guess if it's like... If this thing that you have to do is so obscure, maybe it's not actually that hard. Actually, maybe it's more just... The obscurity is what drives down the clear rate. And that considered, it is like just 0.3%, which is not as low as it can go. Mid-air. Oh, maybe you drop it into the blowy guy, and then the blowy guy will put it at just the right height for the spring to spring. Which will still result in the shell. Tell you what, DM me the video on Twitch, whisper it to me, and I'll pull it up in a minute here. I'll pull it up at the 10-minute point. You know what? I'll pull it up at the 10-minute point, and I'll put a pause to the timer in the meantime. So we'll do 2 minutes more of attempts and like trying to puzzle this out, and then we'll have a look. I say 10 minutes because I can only like reset my timer in increments of 10 or of 5. So that looked like it was in just the right spot for it, I think. Mid-air. Does that mean you have to throw it mid-air? Sent it to you? Thank you. Thank you, Bullet Same. We'll have a look when we get down to 10 minutes, okay? Mid-air. Oh, does that mean the thing where you like do where you drop the shell and then you land on it? Drop in mid-air. I've heard tell of this trick. Can you actually land on a shell in mid-air like that? Or do you have to like kick it in mid-air after dropping it in order to like land on it? Dropping it in mid-air. Maybe this little pit is supposed to be for like you to try out the trick or something. The shell needs to wiggle. needs to wiggle. So, like, it needs to, like, actually do that thing. Okay. We're about 10 minutes. That's good enough for me. Let me do some stuff and pull up the thing and show the thing on screen. Give me a second to get that all done. And you know what? Now that I have my HDMI set up in a slightly different way, it's actually easier to do this from the couch than it was before. That's right. Now I don't have to leave I don't need to go over to the PC to handle this case. Isn't that lovely? Let me go to Twitch real fast. You said you sent it? Let me check my mail. My chat. Okay, there it goes. There's Whispers. Here's the link. I'm going to close the thing. Looks like this is recorded from a phone. All right. How are we going to capture this? How the hell am I going to... Okay. Hang on. Okay. This is a little weird to capture considering. You know what? I'll just show the HDMI. I'll show, let's see now. Where is Chrome? Here's Chrome. Here, new wake up shell. Cancel this. Okay, I'm just going to make it visible. And I'm going to crop it. Why is Chrome... Chrome is a little bit too stretched out right now. 1 second. Crop that down. And crop it on the other side. We got like a shorts thing here for this video. Crop it up top. And crop it on bottom, I guess, is how we'll do this. And make it small. This is a really awkward way to show a video, it turns out. Let me now... Yeah, you can send video capture to your phone. Or just, like, if you have an SD... If you have, like, an SD device that can read an SD card on your computer, you can just do that, I'll say. Okay, I'm gonna place it right here. That looks good to me. Let me get audio for us so we can hear the thing. It might be a bit loud. I'm gonna change this to be right here. Give me just 2 seconds to wait. The thing I usually set the audio to isn't present right now. Are my speakers off? They're not. Okay, so I can't send it there. I'll send it to the TV, I guess. This seems like a bad idea. How the fuck am I going to capture the audio? NVIDIA RTX voice, whatever that is. I'll send it there. And, go ahead and get the PC audio. And specifically capture this one. Okay, let's see if is this working? Can you hear this? Is there audio on this? Is there audio on this? Hang on.
This gamer thinks I'm about to...
Okay, this has audio, so this video doesn't have audio. Shit. Crap. Okay, we set up audio for nothing. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so wiggle shell. You do a midair jump and then you Okay, so you land off it as it's wiggling, and then you land on it again after it hits the spring. Okay. Okay. Very particular then. Everyone get that? Everyone get that? Good. Good. I'm gonna mute the thing and get us all back to normal. Okay, 1 second. Get rid of this this weirdly cropped chrome. And let's do it. Yeah, that does look tough. I agree. I don't really know the timing of that. I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer. Oh, also I'm gonna switch back to. I did some stuff on the computer, so I switched the. I was seeing the PC screen for that whole time on my television. I'm really glad that I rewired my HDMI stuff so that that's now possible. Yeah, that seems really hard. I'm gonna do another card. I'm gonna talk about what's on it. I forgot to get and read Misericord. Need to get around to that. That's a visual novel, sort of like Higurashi, inspired by a podcaster that whose podcast I really like. The Screaming Shack is the podcast. They were formerly a Harry Potter podcast for Laughs fans who sort of like reread the books with a critical eye. Now they're doing Hunger Games as the new thing, which going chapter by chapter on that seems pretty cool. They did a couple other things before Hunger Games. Really don't know the timing of the Wiggle Wiggle. I'll say, because I've been behind in my podcast for a while, I haven't actually gotten to the point where CC where they actually talked about you know, the new book like coming out and shit. So I haven't actually like heard that get promo, so that's probably why I forgot about it, but I do really should get around to that at some point, though. With Tears of the Kingdom right now and other stuff, it's probably gonna be a bit until I can find the time for that. Which, you know, unfortunate. I'll do another card. I've been playing Marvel Snap, really want Iron Lad. I'll tell you, Marvel Snap, game I really love, they've been doing a good job recently of putting out a lot of cards that you really want. Previously I saw, like, Jeff, who just looks like the new, really, really good 2-drop. Basically a 2-drop that ignores any, like, location limitations. So, like, if anyone has locked down a lane, no other card can be played or added to that lane. Jeff can be added, Jeff the Land Shark. So I kind of wanted that one, just as, like, okay, I've been liking playing some Jeks with, like, Xavier, with, like, Professor X in it, which locks down a lane. And if I had Jeff, like, hey, I could just, even if I was losing a lane, I could add Jeff to a lane and still maybe win it, even though it's supposed to be locked down. But then I saw that High Evolutionary is really just adding, like, a whole bunch of extra decks to the game. And I said, like, oh, I kind of want to actually be saving up for that one, actually. And then this new one's come out, the Iron Lad, which I'll show you what he does. He's a 4/6, which is a really good stat line, and he copies the text of your deck's top card, which basically allows you to duplicate some really ridiculous effects. Turns out he's just as good as, like, Jubilee, except maybe even better, because one has a good stat line, whereas Jubilee is like a 4/1 in exchange for getting some really overpowered effects out of her. You know, basically she summons a random card. I did the jump, but I did it wrong. Look at that. Jubilee, she summons a random card from your deck, and as a result, she takes up 2 slots, which is pretty, you know, is part of her, like, power trade-off, because, like, taking up 2 slots in a game where every location can only have 4 guys in it is really costly, you know? But Iron Lad is that, but with a good stat line, and also, you know, you still can play the card separately, so if you want to have, like, some really good effect twice, it doesn't even matter that it's random. You will still get good value out of it, which is just really, really powerful, and I've seen a lot of it on, like, online already. Like, people have been, like, trading in their tokens for Iron Lad, like, left and right, and sure makes me jealous. And I think I will get that one. I'll get the Iron Lad if I can. I'm currently, like, what am I doing? I'm currently, like, 1,500 tokens short of Iron Lad, you know, of unlocking a Series 6 card, but god damn, I want to get him. I want to get him. That game's been great recently. I'm not thinking. Another card? Did you hear about Fast 10 being a 3-part finale? Fast and the Furious 10 turns out it's not a 2-parter anymore. It's actually going to be a 3-parter. Okay, sure. You know what? I like those movies a lot. I thought it was weird to hear, like, oh yeah, Fast and Furious 10. That's the last one. You know, kind of sad that they're ending the series at all, so okay, sure, take 3 movies to do it. That's, you know what, you could take as many movies as you want, I think. I mean, there is the joke of, like, okay, but, like, when, like, The Rock and all those people in the movies, and, like, you know, Vin Diesel, when they're, like, 50 years old, maybe they are already 50 years old, honestly. When they're, like, 60 years old, you're not gonna wanna, there's gonna be weirder to watch them, like, do the car stuff, and I think that's kind of silly, actually. Hey, Irish Toad, how you doing? I think that's kind of silly, actually. I think that, you know, the longer the series goes, the better it goes, and the better it gets, and it's really about family, you know? The show is really about, the movies, they're really about family, and they're not about, like, really about fast cars and hot women anymore. They're about family, they're about, like, growing a community, and I don't think that a community stops being a community when people get really old, you know? Vin Diesel can be 60 years old and still be cool driving cars around, I think. He can be a cool old guy. Rocky was a cool old guy in Rocky 6. Rocky 6 works. You know, Rocky Balboa. Works great, even though he's old. Anyway, I think this is the final card that I have prepared for tonight. Just based on my memory of, like, what I put together. So let's just do... Oh, wait, no. Second to last. Listen to a lot of the Guardians 1 soundtrack a lot recently. Yeah, since watching that movie, I've just been putting a lot of the Guardians 1 songs, like, on repeat. You know, just, like, listening to all those songs over and over and over again. And they're some really fucking good songs, actually, it turns out. They're really fucking good. You know, just, like, singing them to myself in, like, free moments, all that. I am suddenly self-conscious about singing stuff, so I'm not gonna do them for you, not gonna give you my rendition of, like, you know, Please Go All the Way. But goddamn, that song's really good. Really enjoyed just listening to it and hearing it be sung. You know, just a remarkably good soundtrack. Ooh, Child. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. That's a fucking good one. That's a fucking banger. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. That's fantastic. Love that song. I haven't listened that much to the Guardians 2 soundtrack, just been focusing on the Guardians 1, because that's the one I happen to have bought, like, years ago. I have the album, even on my phone. You know, like, the album for the, But, I did pull up the soundtrack for that on, like, YouTube that included, like, Volume 2's soundtrack. And yeah, that's pretty good, too. And there are some ones that are in Guardians 3 that I also really enjoyed, but, you know, I think that Guardians 1 soundtrack is just unbeatable. As far as, like, yeah, you know, it's all music from the 2 eras that you want, like the 2 decades that you want to hear from. And it's also just, like, fantastic choices in every case. Do you have to turn around mid-air or something to, like, make sure that the shell goes back? I might have been neglecting this whole time. The turnaround part of this trick. I think I also have to turn around, maybe. My camera control thing is blocking the timer. How much time we got left? Let me move that. Oh, 9 seconds. Okay, shit. Okay. That's not very many. We go in the last tries now. That was a bad... Okay. 5 last tries here. Let's do it. I'm sure we'll get this done in these last 5 tries. This, really, really weird, obscure trick. Where you drop a shell and then you land on it again after it goes into a thing. If that had connected, that would have worked. I'll tell you. There's some stuff outside that sounds very loud. I'm gonna crank up my volume in my ears, but will be the same for you as always. Don't worry about it, y'all. What am I doing? That's fucked up. That's not how you do it. Way too early. I'll tell you, the noise from, like, nearby establishments has been insufferable lately. I am just always, like... On like, Friday nights or nights where they're doing stuff, like, until 2 a.m. or later, I am just, like, putting on, like... Do I have them here? No, they're not here, but I have, like, a pair of, sound muffling ear things that, like, block out all sound. And I do that, you know, they're, like, for shooting guns and stuff. And beyond that, I also put on, like, in-ear headphones, you know, like, Bluetooth dealies, below that. And I, get, like, double sound protection. And that shuts out everything as good as it gets. Now, I will say the Bluetooth, I don't know what it is about, like, connecting your PC to Bluetooth speakers, but they don't seem to work as well as, like, connecting from the phone. I don't know if there's, like, better Bluetooth things I can buy, you know, that work more reliably, but whenever I get these ones, whenever I connect my Bluetooth things to the Bluetooth dongle I have plugged into my PC, it always, like, has little interrupts, really way too often, where it just cuts out for a second based on, like, where my hands are or something. Something, like, really, really ridiculous. I imagine tonight I might need to do that. Yeah, it is a Friday night. The establishments, they're like bars and stuff. They are being, perhaps, way too loud. Have you ever done a shell jump before? I did a shell jump earlier. I did a shell jump in this level. It was just way too early. I don't know shell jumps from... No, I don't know how to do a shell jump reliably. No, Bullet Same. I'm a same. I'm not great at the Kaizo tricks. I have done shell jump levels before on occasion. It just takes me maybe some luck. Some considerable luck, you know. Thank you for the level. That was the last try. And with that, I'm gonna hit next and get the next person up. But we are going into the lightning round now. And let me tell you how that works and also do the thing. Check this out. Lightning round, folks. During the lightning round, I only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes at me. 5 tries, 7 for subs, and also for the first level of the lightning round. And all this, by the way, refreshes a checkpoint. So the first person up, if they're here, which Alter for Walter, please confirm. Thanks for the like. No problem, dude. You have a good one. The bonus heads, they come in a variety of forms. Let me add to Alter for Walter real fast. They come in a variety of forms. And, like I said, subs and also the first person to be here during the lightning round gets them for free. You know, the first person does. And also subscribers get them here on Twitch. I'm not seeing Alter yet, but I'm gonna stop this randomly. And randomly got Waluigi. Very good, I like Waluigi. Alter, if you're here, we'll do your level with this many lives, but if not, we'll do we'll do sudden death. Sudden death is the same as before. 2 lives instead of you know, the maximum you can get during the lightning round. I'm a little hungry. I'm a little ready to play Tears of the Kingdom. Ready to play a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. We finished the Super World last time. Let's play one of these courses. What should we play? These look all of considerably good difficulty. Icicle Gimmick Cave. Hot Potato Run. Spectacular Climb the Tower. You know, I don't think we got a vertical level this stream. Let's go with this one. Spectacular Climb the Tower. I don't see Alter here, but I'm gonna put Alter into sudden death. And let's go ahead and hit go. And, you know, if you are here, go ahead and say so, and I will convert you over to the full amount of lives at any time. You know, based on what you have at the moment of, you know, saying so. But also, this level seems like the clear rate is very good. I imagine we'll be able to get through clean. I would really like to live somewhere else where there's not loud stuff going on outside my, you know, my living area. On a regular basis. You know, I would like to live somewhere where I don't have to deal with noisy things. And I'll tell you, like, none of the places that I've lived so far have been completely free of it. You know? Houses. I imagine that's a house thing. You know, I didn't really go into, like, what colors I would do if I had a house. Like, what color walls I would like to have. Honestly, I've never really put that much thought into it. I guess, like, partially because, you know, it's like, as an apartment dweller, it's a thing that I currently have no way of getting, like, you know, colored walls. That's just not in the cards. So long as you live in apartments. But I don't know, I kind of like red. I like a sort of like I will say orange is like my favorite color. But I like a burgundy red. Burgundy red, like a crimson sort of dark red color, I think is really nice and cool. This is gonna be a Squeals on Wheels, isn't it? This is gonna be a Squeals on Wheels where we end up going back all the way down. And I guess it's kind of telegraphing that. Oh, it's like it uses a thwomp. That's nice. That's a pretty good way to do a Squeals on Wheels, actually. Very nice and dramatic. I like that a lot. Great work, Alter. Fantastic. I don't know if that'd look good, though, like a dark burgundy color. Maybe you'd be looking more for, like, a lighter red, but not, like, so far as, like, pink, you know? I guess. Very, very cool level, Alter. I enjoyed seeing it a bunch. Thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and do the next one. Hit next. It was a maker code, so we don't have to hit complete. Bowser is up next. Bowser just said GG with an emote. That's a nice Yoshi GG, Lord Bowser. I have my own. GG, you know? Let me actually give you the bonus heads, and we'll give you the Waluigi head that we randomly got before. While I'm pulling up, check out my emotes. There you go. You see, I have the nice Kirby GG there, as well as some others that are all very nice. I love all my emotes. I have a lot of them that are very handy to use and good for many cases. I love using my emotes, and I hope that anyone who ends up with a subscription or subscribes, you know, gets some good use out of them because they are very versatile, I think. Very versatile set of emotes. I will say that there are 2 updates coming. I mentioned that they are coming earlier on, but I didn't say what the specific ones that are rolling out are. I believe what it is that the good night is going to lose the word good night because it's not really legible at emote size anyway. And I think I'm moving the time. I'm getting rid of the clock. I think the clock is gonna get gone. And no, actually, no, it's not the clock. It's Good Luck, Have Fun. The Ridley Good Luck, Have Fun, I don't think that really read as well as I thought it would anyway. And I don't like using it that much myself, so it's going to be a Dixie Kong going like woo 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 as of like next Monday is the plan. And that'll be in time for the big birthday stream next week. My birthday's next week, big stream next week. Look for it. That'll be a nice little update. Let's play this level. A little bit of an airship level. Very cool. I have, like, I think one more card, but let me save it. Let me, like, hold it off for a bit so that we can have it, like... Well, there's not really any reason to hold it. Oh my god, it's an auto-scroller. How about that card right now? Not to besmirch auto-scrollers, but... Yo, this is moving really slowly. Let's... Shout out to Dan Ryckert's dad, Paul. Oh, right, I have, like, one more card. In addition to the one last card. Wanted to give this shout out because I really appreciate the words and deeds of one of my favorite streamers, his dad, who is just a very fun old guy with a lot of, like, goofy-ass stories. And like points of view, which are just that's good design right there, which are just fun to hear. Recently on giantbomb.com, or like on Dan's YouTube actually, not on his website that his job is at. But he just put up like a 30-minute chat with his dad talking about all sorts of things, including such things such as a very long, like, discussion about a weird penis-related injury that that Dan's dad, Paul Ryckert, sustained while peeing into a soda can, which was just a whole funny thing to hear about. Comical penis injuries, that's funny. I like to hear about that. Also, he has a bunch of other ridiculous opinions like, you know, what sports aren't sports. Which, yeah, okay, I'm interested to hear about that. Paul trying to annoy, he recently apparently has been trying to annoy Dan by saying, like, you know, have y'all ever seen Breaking Bad? In Breaking Bad, there's the guy, Skinny Pete, and apparently he has a thing where he says, like, when he agrees with something, he says, like, church, or whatever. And Paul has been saying church in that manner to annoy his son, which is funny. But is also not nearly as bad as what Dan says, which all the time now, he is saying for shoot to mean for real, for serious, right? Because shoot in wrestling means real, means a real thing, whereas a work is a fake thing, basically. It's a very weird thing to make part of his, like, part of his lingo, and I will say, on Dan's Discord, I do enjoy saying shoot a lot to mean for real, just because it's fun to say, and also you know, I think it probably annoys a lot of people. Because it is just the dumbest fucking piece of, like, streamer-specific slang you've ever heard. And like, site-specific slang. Like, now Dan has all his coworkers saying for shoot. Which is remarkable. Remarkable. Anyway, I'm not gonna subject y'all to for shoot, but it's funny to me. So someone say Link Day. It is Link Day. Bingo. God damn, I can't wait to get back to Legend of Zelda. Anyway, shout out to Paul. He has a cameo, which I think is very funny. That Paul Ryckert, he's just like a streamer's dad. He is an old retired mailman from Kansas, and he has a cameo. You can spend $10 and he will be very and get like him like explaining like why would someone want to pay $10 to him. Like, I don't know, but it's he's a good dude and I like him. Shout out to him. Thank you for the level, Bingo. Let me go ahead and hit next. Do you get a shout out? Sure, shout out to Bingo, one of the longest time followers of this channel around. Was here. I feel like, Bingo, you were here. Bingo just subscribed. Fuck yeah, Bingo. Thank you a lot. Look at that, a subscription. God damn, Bingo. First time. I will say, like, there was times where, like, some subs were gifted, where I just wished in the back of my head now, of course, you know, when gifts are gifted randomly, you know, it's, whoever gets it, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. You get a free sub from YouTube? What, are you, like, subscribed to YouTube Blue or whatever? YouTube whatever it is? YouTube Red? It's not blue, it's red on YouTube. Are you subscribed to that? Does that give you a thing? That's nice. Hope you enjoy the subscription. Enjoy all those emotes. Like I said, there's a lot of good ones there. Sick. Sick. God, what were we saying? Thank you a ton, Bingo. You do get a shout out. You've been along for a while. You know, you're subscribed to the YouTube. Oh, okay. You're making a joke. Okay. It's not like it did like a Twitter. It's not like it's an Amazon Prime 3 scrub. You're just saying that you're joking around. Okay, I get it. See you later, Lord Bowser. I got one more card here. I've been thinking about playing more Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Thinking about it a lot, actually. Tears of the Kingdom. Ooh, that game is really fucking good so far. I really need to play a lot of it this weekend. I'll tell you, like, doing a whole Mario Maker stream now, I think that is, like, takes a lot of, like, fucking, I mean, I don't want, you know what, fucking, far be it for me to make it sound like doing 2 hours of Mario Maker, like, right after work is, like, some sort of, like, Herculean thing, right? Like, no, it's fun. These are fun levels. I'm having a good time. I'm chatting with the folks. I'm telling them about all the things that have happened in my week and all the things I've been wanting to talk about. That's just inherently good. And also, I got a subscription, which, again, fuck yes, thank you. Thank you, Bingo. I saw Flock there. That's a try. Where was I? So yeah, so yeah, that's just waiting for me after the stream, so I think we'll close up the queue in the near future, in the coming thing. Also, I do wonder, like, you know, there is a big stream coming up next week, Bingo, where there will be a sub goal. Should I make it like a thing where it's based on sub count or something, such that that sub can count towards that? That might be a good thing to do, considering it did come, like, really close to that. And also, I would really like to get some of those sub-goals, like, met during that stream. And, you know, that sort of thing is always weird, if you want. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, bingo. I'll think on it. That sort of stuff is always weird, you know, if a sub comes too soon to get into a goal. What's the deal there? Does that really make sense? Is that fair? That's a thing y'all can do, by the way. Apparently, I think there's a hard mode and an easy mode. Oh, that says Egypt, not easy. Okay, cool. We're in Egypt then. I am a little bit hot. I think I have the AC set to set a little too high. I'm beginning to get sweltering. But you know what? I'm gonna just stick with it. I think it'd be more fun to just bear it out, considering that, we're not too long from the end here. I don't think. Oh, jeez. It's getting hot in here. I gotta end the stream, turn down the temperature, and play a whole lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Fuck. Oh, jeez. So yeah, I'll say, like, again, Tears of the Kingdom, fantastic so far. I've just gotten out of, like, the tutorial area, you know, just in the very, very start of that game. And done, like, a few of the side activities to, like, unlock one of the first big things in, like, the open world segment of the game. Which I'll say, like, yeah, fuck, man. Making a game that is this much better than, like, Breath of the Wild is, like, such an amazing feat, right? Because, like, yo, Breath of the Wild is one of the best, is fucking rules. It's fucking amazing, and yet, they have managed to create something that is, like, I dare say is, like, a whole hell of a lot better. Like, they have iterated to the point of, like, they have come up with stuff that is, like, so much more physics toy boxy, right? Like, the original Breath of the Wild was a physics toy box, but this one is, like, so much more pronounced of one. If for some reason you're not getting the Breath of the Wild, the Tears of the Kingdom, the Breath of the Wild sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, then goddamn, let me try to convince you. It's fucking amazing. I imagine, though, I'm preaching to several choirs, you know. Everyone's on board with the Breath of the Wild, with the Tears of the Kingdom. I am sweating. Jeez. I'll tell you. I don't know what's up with thermostats, but they're never accurate. This is not, I'm pretty sure, not 72 degrees like it thinks it is. It's probably just 72 degrees where the thermostat is or something. But I am just sweating up a storm. It must be like 80, really. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing where your body is just actually bad at like, maybe if you get used to the cold, you get better at, like, you get worse at dealing with, like, normal temperatures or something. I don't know. I like it really cold at nights, so maybe I've just gotten good at, like, producing a bunch of heat or something. I saw a like, biology, like, a SciShow video saying that, like, oh, you know, if people spend time in the cold, they get sort of, like, specialized fat cells that generate heat for them. So they end up being better at bearing the cold, so I wonder, like, oh, by having a really low sleeping temperature, am I, like, generating so many, like, of these special fat cells such that I'm making it so that, I need lower and lower temperatures to manage? I don't know. I don't know, that's plausible, I guess. Got that money, you are up. Let me go ahead and start typing in your code. Got that money. Hell fucking yeah. 0QH 9 PDG. Your thermostat is probably fucked. That's probably it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, even when the thing is, it's just that it thinks it's like 72 degrees, but yet it seems to get hotter and hotter and hotter, right? Isn't that how it is with you when the temperature is like, when this fan is off? That's how it is for me. Something like that. Which one should we do? Super World, well, I haven't, like, done the actual Super World, but I bet I've done levels from it before. Got that money? Do you have any preference on what we should be doing? Let me know. Ooh. By the way, I will say I will be posting play whatever. Cool. Let's do the Super World. That's fun. I am posting that first 6 hours of the of like me playing Tears of the Kingdom to Twitch, or I streamed it on Twitch. I'm posting it to YouTube like tomorrow morning or whatever. You know, we went really late, so it has to be 24 hours after that. So it'll be tomorrow morning. You know. Green Mario? You mean Luigi? Yeah, I gotcha. I hope people will enjoy that VOD. I know that, honestly, like, going into it, I realized, like, oh, wait a minute. People are probably really sensitive to spoilers, and they don't want to, like, watch someone play the first start of the game before they've had a chance to play it themselves. But, you know, hopefully people will enjoy watching that later on, you know, seeing how I took to the start. And I will say, there are a lot of wacky moments in that first start of the game. I mean, look, Tears of the Kingdom has a lot of good expressive stuff. Expressive tools that you can use to, like, do a whole bunch of wacky stuff. I will also say I hope that people enjoy watching it, considering it is part of the plans for the birthday stream next week. Again, birthday stream, May 17th. May 17th, May 17th, next week. You're avoiding all videos until you get to play it. Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are. Still though, you know, hey, I wanted to play it. There was nothing else I wanted to play on Thursday nights other than Tears of the Kingdom, so it made sense for me to do it. And maybe in retrospect, you know, there's a lot of good moments that'll make a lot of good clips, I think. And maybe people will see those. And perhaps the YouTube VODs as well. Maybe the YouTube VOD will do better than, like, you know, it did live. Would recommend checking it out. Was a good piece of content, I'll say that. Next up is Bingo. Now, Bingo is now a subscriber, so Bingo gets extra heads. You want to do the Sky Island portion yourself? Gotcha. You mean like the first area. Spoiler free. I'm not gonna say like anything about the first area of the game. Like anything about like what it is. Oh, if you read the fine print of the thing, Bingo, that can't be activated during the lightning round. The challenge. That can't be activated during the lightning round. Honestly, I'll tell you. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking about retiring the 7 life challenge. Oh, hang on. I can refund you that. I'll refund you that. I have been thinking about retiring that and having just like, I'm not sure, but like having maybe like one really overpriced like final, thank you for the follow, Sussy Man, one like overpriced final 7 life challenge. You know, like, oh, maybe it'll be like 4,000 things and it'll be like an extra long one. That doesn't make sense. I only have 7 heads to work with. What the hell would it be? Like, what if it was like 3 7 life challenges in a row and it was one time only and then the 7 life challenges permanently retired after that? Maybe we could do something like that, I don't know. And you have to choose different super worlds each time. Like, and you could give like two of the challenges to other viewers in the queue. Maybe that'd be interesting. Or it could be like a channel point goal thing where like multiple people can contribute. I think that'd be fun. Something like that is definitely something I'm considering. In fact, tell you what, let's go ahead. I'm going to I'll refund you those channel points right now. Review requests. And, there you go. Reject and refund the points. Perfect. And now you should be able to throw as many Pikmin as you damn well please. Ah! Thank you for the redemption. And I'm gonna pull that down. Okay, I think. Thank you for the Pikmin, sussy man. Also, fucking so many! Too many! Okay. I'm gonna retire that now. I think in the coming weeks, maybe like at a future stream, we will do like a channel point goal for three of those things, and we'll figure out whose Super Worlds we'll do for that at the time. Maybe like the biggest contributors to that, let's just say like apropos of nothing, it'll be like set up such that 3 people will have to contribute to it, and you know, it'll be set up such that those 3 people that you can set a max on how much each person can do. What if you had 3 Super Worlds in your account? I think it's more fun if we do a little sharing and you guys like collaborate and each get a 7 life challenge. I think that sounds like the most fun way to do that. I did one stream where I did 7 life challenges, and that was way too many. That was like a super long stream. With the current rules of a 7 life challenge, that would take a maximum of an hour to do. 3 7 life challenges would, because they have a limit of things. Oh wait, we've already. I don't want to do a new game. Want to do a game 2 level. I was thinking that I would follow on from this. Do this one, Toxic Forest, then. Oh, and you're a subscriber now, so you get some bonus heads. Let's go ahead and get that all randomized. I haven't beaten the challenge mode. Really? Was that randomized? Wow. I'm gonna re-randomize it because I'm not sure. Toadette, very good. Did I switch to Luigi? I did. Did I? I didn't forget, did I? Yes, I did. Okay, good. I didn't forget. This is hard? Well, you know, hey, we have more tries than we usually... Fuck. I saw the question mark block and I thought it would be good. It would be good to jump down there. I sort of got sidetracked there. Talking very spoiler-free about the first area of the game. Just talking about it in broad strokes. Okay, there's no platform down there. I don't know how you get down there. Oh, you probably need a shell. Shit, fuck. That's it. You need a shell boat to reach those platforms, don't you? You love to use the shell boats, right? I'll say this, spoiler-free. Spoiler-free of Tears of the Kingdom. That first area is feels a lot more expansive and a lot more involved than the plateau in Breath of the Wild. It's amazing. How do I change characters? It's another channel point redemption. You didn't do one as part of that, did you? I'm sorry if it got lost in the shuffle. You need to get 3 keys for this section. Okay. Wait. Was there one earlier with the platform below the thing? Okay, good. I feel like we have to... Whoa, fuck. There was one earlier, shit. Would it be that one? How do you get down there, though? Thought the plateau was awesome. Well, it was awesome. Okay, here's how you do it. Cool, okay. It was more safe than I thought it was. But, goddamn, does the new does the Tears of the Kingdom one just like blow it out of the water? Like, holy fucking shit. They have just outdone themselves so far. I can't wait to get to like, you know, like a dungeon or whatever, you know? I can't wait to get to one of those. I can't wait to see what they've done with it. Wait, I missed one again, didn't I? I'm supposed to have 3 now. Wait, I do have 3. Do I need 4? Because there's 4 available, right? Up here, right? Yeah. They have just outdone themselves, and the new systems are just phenomenal. And like, they had so many new things to fuck around with as far as like, oh wow, look at this fucking part. What does it do? Holy shit! That's how that works? Oh wow. And you just feel so good fucking around with all that stuff. And, you know, getting it all working. There you go, your lives are refreshed. Very good. And, putting some real goofy-ass shit together. Oh my god. Without saying any spoilers, like, any real spoilers, I will say this, without getting into, like, a real spoiler or anything, I will say, like, the favorite weapon I put together, of just, like, you know, random parts just smashed together, was a stick with a hook on the end of it. A stick with a hook on the end of it. And that was just, really just delighted every time I realized, like, oh, wait a minute, you can put this on a weapon? Oh, what happens if you combine these 2 things? And a cool thing is just, wait, oh. That lava level is rising. Uh-oh. This is a rising lava level stage. Shit. Also, there might be keys we have to get, like that one. Which, fuck yeah, we managed it. I'll say, again, spoiler free. You will need to grab all 3 from here. There's one back there, but I'm pretty sure I can't get it now. I mean, the lava's too high now. Last section, keys are optional. Holy shit! I can't believe how close it came there. Also, this is a much easier way to get up here. Crap. I spoke too soon! And a cool thing that they'll do, like, just, again, I'm not trying to spoiler anything. A cool thing that they'll do is they'll, like, show enemies. You'll run into enemies that are, like, wielding weapons that you can put together yourself. And you'll be like, oh shit, that's a good idea. It's, like, just so smart in how it exposes its systems and how it shows you things. I will say, there was one thing in the first... Damn it. Optional, right? Optional. There was a thing in the first part of the level, part of the game that I got stuck on, but you know, I do think it's well designed, even though I did get really fucking stuck for like probably a good half hour or so towards the end of that stream. You know, I still really do think it's really well designed. Just, you know, I just wasn't getting. I just missed, like, didn't understand, like, one of the tools that it was giving me. What it did. It was just fiddling around with everything else, trying to cheese it. Oh, we really do need all 3 keys, huh?
Oh.
Damn. Damn indeed. Now, this one's easy. God damn it! Always when I say things like that. You can definitely beat this that's got that money. I agree. I agree. I need to get a drink of water. I'm thirsty. Fortunately, I have my water right here. Ugh. Now my controller is wet. That's fun. My hands are a little bit wet. My water got my hands a little bit wet. Oh my god. God damn, that's tight. Like, holy shit. We got this. We're on track to beat it this time. We got 2 tries, too. Which, again, hey, the subscription paying off. I'm happy, you know. A lot of cases, people have you know, easier levels that don't really require the extra life. So, actually having a case where the extra lives are, you know, key is just really nice. Oh god, there's another area. What? Oh wait, this is not a rising. The thing is just rising and falling now, right? So, okay, it's not that scary. Don't give me confidence and then have stupid-ass deaths. Yeah, that happens. I'll tell you, that's always very funny when it does. You know, whenever I'd say something like that, like, oh, we got this bit dead. That's just, like, the most easy clippable moment of this channel, you know. Oh, there's the flag. Yes! God. Oh! Yeah. GG. Oh my god, that is a lot. Gonna refresh all the things, and I'm gonna hit complete. Actually, I'm gonna hit next because that was a thing. And tell you what, that was a great level, yeah. Sussy Man is up next. We'll do Sussy Man's level, and then I am going to close the queue. I'm gonna do like one quick level. I'm gonna do one quick level, and then I'm going to one quick level of my own. Just show y'all one of my best levels ever. Actually, I'm deciding this right now. Sussy Man, go ahead and confirm. By the way, for those who don't know, if you're not here when your level comes up, I still play the level, but I do so in sudden death, which is basically fewer tries. In other words. So, go ahead and confirm. You are up, Sussy Man. So, after this level, we're gonna close the queue. I'm gonna give, like, last chance for everyone to get in another level. Gonna give everyone one last chance, and then we will wrap up, and I will, go play some some Tears of the Kingdom. That's not true. The first thing I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna eat, because goddamn I am hungry. I'll tell you, I only got around 4 hours of sleep, but you know, I guess I'm good at that, actually, getting very few hours of sleep. But I haven't actually had that many square meals today on account of, like, you know, wanting to get in enough work to actually, like, you know, having, like, balancing Tears of the Kingdom, a full work day, and also this stream and sleep. Balancing those four things, I have managed to not get in that much food, so I need to go get some food in me. I'll probably maybe go to Five Guys or something. Oh, that sounds really good right now. Going to Five Guys. Let's play this level, then we'll do the last call, and then I'll show off a level. Specifically, the level I'm going to show off is the other Link level I've made. I've only made one other Link level in my time, and I think it would be... What the hell? Tired. Just go through the pipe, I think. I'm also very sweaty because I think the thermostat is... The temperature is it's hotter than the thermostat thinks it is. I think. I'm gonna turn down the temperature. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm going to go out to eat. You know, I'm gonna put on some deodorant as well. You know, when I'm inside, I'm not like going outside or anything. I don't necessarily put on deodorant if I'm not leaving the house and there's not gonna be anyone else to, like, smell me. Do y'all? Is that weird? Is that weird not to wear deodorant if you're not going outside? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I honestly don't know if that's just like... If everyone else, it's just part of the routine, right? Depends if you stink. I mean, I think it depends if you smell yourself, right? If you could smell yourself, like, yeah, just deodorant away. But if you're fine with it, you know, if it's chill, just let it ride. Oh, also if you cohabitate. If you cohabitate, it's just polite to do so. I don't cohabitate. I live alone. Nice little boss fight, and hey, here's the ending. Beautiful. I really need to get, like, a last call thing for, like, the HUD, so that when we're in last call, there could be a thing that says, last call. You try to wear it regardless. Yeah, that's probably just best practice, I don't know. I just, aren't in the habit of doing it when I'm, you know, alone at home. And am going to be all day. Though right now I am sweating up a storm. My shirt is all sweaty. I should probably change my shirt before going to Five Guys, actually. Which is kind of a shame, you know, because I do like to, you know, not dirty as too many shirts, right? You know what? I might take a bath before I go because, again, sweaty. It'd be good to wash that off and maybe, like, relax a little bit before getting to eat. I say that, I'm hungry. You know what? I gotta do. Just do it in the morning after you brush teeth. Gotcha. That part of the routine. Yeah, that makes sense. I need to get better about some routines. Not gonna go into details because, like, I don't know. I've never talked about. I don't talk about, like, the skin creams that I use for that are prescribed from the dermatologist, but it's best if I apply those so that parts of my skin don't get all rashy and weird. And even then, it still takes a while for them to get fixed, but I need to get better about doing that daily when that is a problem. I feel ya? You know what? It's not a big secret, and it's actually pretty common. 1 in 50 Americans has psoriasis. It's psoriasis. I have psoriasis, and I get it in like a handful of places, like on the shoulder here. You might have seen it sometime when I like had it like visible to the camera, like under the eye. If you ever see like red stuff there, that's not a camera. That's just there. And the back of the scalp, that's where it gets the worst. Like, ooh, and that's bad because I can't see the back of the scalp. And also, I think inside of the ear as well, I can get ear infections if I'm not careful. Let me hit complete on you, sussy man. I am sorry for keeping you in the lurch for a bit while I talk about my rashy head. Here's what it is. Folks, there's nothing left in the queue right now. Oh, wait, I forgot to take down the bonus heads after that last level. That's fine, it's okay. We didn't die. It's cool. We are in last call now. Last call for levels. Go ahead and get any last levels you want to get in now. And then I'm gonna go play Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna bathe. Honestly, mostly not for like sanitary. I like a bath just because it's like warm and hot, you know. I like to lounge, I like to luxuriate, you know. It's like a relaxing thing to like ease the stress of the day away, you know. I'm gonna do all that stuff and go do it. I love showers. Showers are alright, but I wouldn't call them like refreshing, you know? They're good. I'll say this, showers is the best way to get clean. Bath is the best way to like luxuriate. That's why there's not like a, you know, there is such a thing as like a hot spring, as like an onsen, you know, where you go to a place and you hang out just bathing in hot water, right? There's not like a hot shower equivalent of like, oh yeah, you go to a place and like hang out in a room with a shower on and just like sit and chill. I guess there is saunas. Sauna is about as close as you get. While we are in last tries, or we're in last calls, y'all can go ahead and get in one more level each. We're gonna go through them, and then we're gonna end. First off, I'm gonna show off a level here. The only Link level I've ever done before the one I'm currently working on, actually. It's Fair and Floodway. You're quite tall. I feel ya. I'm not tall, but... Look, I'm not tall, but, look, I have a little bit of a gut, you see? And, well, it doesn't fit all the way into my bathtub, unfortunately. Well, that and also my knees. You know, bathtubs, at least in apartments, they're not set up such that you can get, like, all your knees under the water at one time. I have to sort of, like, suck in my gut to get my stomach under the water. Is this too much information? This might be too much information. You know what? So, stomach is okay. Legs are okay. So long as I don't talk about, you know, what's between those, I think. We're fine. You know, not that, you know, I watch a lot of streamers, like, I talk about, I've mentioned Dan Ryckert, I talk about Paul, and they are both very, very explicit about wiener stuff and like weird poop stuff and all that business, you know, all sorts of like stuff, and I appreciate when they talk explicitly about all that stuff, but I don't know, I got a little bit of like, you know, I'm a little bit, I like to be a little bit discreet about it. I don't necessarily talk about, when I go to the bathroom, I don't say like, I'm sometimes a little coy about it, you know? This is, by the way, a rising and falling water level where it sort of works sort of trigger-based, roughly, where it sort of has the illusion of being like a Donkey Kong Country 2 ship hold level, where the water level goes up and down based on your progress through the level. And, you know, it sort of has the illusion of being one contiguous space. This is one of my most popular levels, and also with like 1,056 likes, and yeah, it's a really, really good one. It's also fun just as a Link level, you know? I like this bit where you're falling and you can get these coins. That's like right out of a DKC2 level. There's a DKC2 level that does that, and it's just, yeah, a fantastic thing you can do when you have a water level that's falling. Just give you some coins to get while it is doing so. What was I saying? I will say this, and I'm gonna get a little bit lewd. I feel like, you know, like going, like watching a lot of Dan Ryckert stuff and hearing him always say like, I gotta go take a piss. I'm gonna go take a piss right before he goes to the bathroom. Really got me in the habit, like off stream, of just announcing loudly to no one in particular, like, gotta go take a shit. Gonna go take a shit right now. Gonna go take a piss, you know, all that. And I was surprised when I got into streaming and I didn't do that. I was actually like the opposite. You know, just like, I'm gonna take like a little break. You know, a little bit more subtle about it, you know? Where people might not know what exactly is going on. You know? But I have considered like, but you know, that's just something that's been in my head this whole time. Like, yeah, I could be like saying a bunch of like, you know, being a lot more direct with it, but I haven't been. That is the level that last calls. Maybe everyone is happy just having that be the end. You know, we all got things to do tonight, perhaps. Tears of the Kingdom, things to play, things to eat. Perhaps you're catching up on sleep if you were playing it all night. Tell you what, I'm gonna do one more thing. Just, I was thinking about showing off this, but we showed this up at the top. It hasn't really changed. You know, it's just, I'll run through the work in progress level, which is all in a brainstorming phase, by the way. It's gonna be a Link level. I like these horrible chain chomp monsters. You'll submit again next time you play. That's great, man. And it's got this like locked perspective such that you'll be able to jump from high places to low places pretty easily. I'm liking this. I'm tired too. Moreover, I'm hungry, honestly. Yeah! And then you got this part where it becomes like a moving platform level, where the platform is really fucking bouncy and also the sun is still on your ass. Then you jump off and you'll do some on-foot stuff for a bit. And then you'll return to the thing. Oh, this would be cool. What if you had to, like, hit a switch with the arrow to get it to go? But what if you lose the arrow or something? There can be a pipe that gives you a sword. It's fine. And then if the sun hits you, you get the sword back and you activate it. Oh, that's really good. That's how it should work. Yeah. Okay. You know what? We came up with a cool idea here. You know what? I'll just, like, put it, like, in motion real fast so that I remember. Look at this. There's no way to interpret this other than you need to shoot an arrow at a thing. I'll also put the pipe here with, like, a thing. And this will help me remember it for later, just in case I forget. I'll cap the pipe. This is a bullshit level. This is a bullshit version of the level. You know, it has... Where's the sword? Big mushroom? How do you make a sword? It's been a while. I mean, it hasn't really been a while, but... Oh, super mushroom. How can you turn a... You can turn a big mushroom into a... Oh, no, you can make it, like, situational. Okay. Duh. I guess I'm tired, too. There we go. That's the next level. It's in very, very early stages, but I think we got a lot of cool ideas there. Really need to break it out sometime soon. Looks like we got no more cakers for tonight. Thank y'all for all the levels. They've been very good. I'm going to close the queue, and we're going to wrap up. Let me tell you about the coming streams next week. Obviously... There's the ones that have been in place for a while, the Monday streams. Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 Deluxe all at once. That is nearing its end. I suspect next Monday, I think we're going to beat Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 3 for sure. I don't know about Pikmin 2. There's kind of a lot of Pikmin 2 left. We're in the last area of Pikmin 2, but there's like 3 caves and like 5 out-of-dungeon items to collect, so I really don't know if we can get through all of that in one stream. If not, we'll do an extra stream to get that all nice and done, which will be, I don't know when. The Monday after next Monday, I'm not going to be available. There'll be a different... We'll do something else on another day, but we'll figure that out then. Wednesday, we're going to do a big birthday stream. And the 3 things that I have planned are Celeste, Hitman, and Tears of the Kingdom. And also there'll be some sub-goals to get a watch party added to that, as well as some additional things that would be for like later nights down the line. No Thursday stream next week on account of the birthday stream, but the Friday stream will be same as normal. And let me just talk about the birthday stream again, which is less than a week away. That's fun. The plan is, first off, 33 strawberries in Celeste. 33, I guess. 33. That's the age I will be, and also, a fun little thing we can do that'll maybe take like 30 minutes and get a little bit of fun Celeste action in there. Nice little shorty segments, I think. We'll see how long that takes. Last time, I did 32, last birthday stream I did 32 random levels of Donkey Kong Country 2. That took a minute. That took a bit. This will be quicker. This will be a little bit more rapid fire, I think, because those strawberries, they're neat, but it's not too hard to get each one of them. I'm going to try out that new mode in Hitman, and I'll just explore around Tears of the Kingdom after doing those other 2 things, and we'll relax and find some, some normal things. Not like dungeons, not like spoiler stuff, just some of the stuff there's hundreds of, that sort of stuff that is okay, that you maybe not like super stuff that people aren't really that worried, I think, about spoiling, hopefully. And there'll be 3 sub goals during that stream. Jackass Forever during that stream to end it off. That'll be fun. I've not seen that movie, though I have seen other Jackass films. For 10 subs, we'll do a one-off stream, DK64 randomizer with all Beaver Bother turned on. All Beaver Bother is a mode where all Golden Bananas require you to do Beaver Bother, which is an extremely annoying minigame, which that's gonna suck for me if y'all get up to 10 subs. That'll be a whole fucking ordeal. And for 20 subs, we'll do a whole full stream series where I play through all 3 Metal Gear Solid games, which I've never done before. And every stream, the specific game is random, which will be a little bit chaotic. That's the birthday stream. That's next Wednesday. The next time I will be, like I said, Pikmin. Let me go ahead and do the raid. Let me see here. Who's streaming right now? Baltimore's streaming. Tell you what I'm thinking. I see that a guy I followed on YouTube, like, I used to watch on YouTube, like, years ago, who does, like, StarCraft 2, and still does StarCraft 2, apparently, is streaming. But I'll tell you what, let's do, I'm gonna send you over to Tanuki Dan, another Mario Maker streamer of, larger popularity. I think that makes sense, considering that, this is a Mario Maker stream, and I think y'all really like Mario Maker, that right? So, I know y'all would be interested in this dude. If I recall, he's a pretty cool streamer. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I can watch along. But I'm also gonna go, go get dressed, go get some food in me. Maybe, like, rinse some of the sweat off or something. I don't know. I will see y'all on, on Monday for Pikmin. Maybe seeing if we can finish those games. And then the birthday stream, a couple days after that. Y'all have a good week. Enjoy Tears of the Kingdom. I hope everyone gets as much Tears of the Kingdom time this weekend as they desire. I'll see y'all on Monday. Y'all have a great weekend.